Hi, this is a video for people who want to learn how to color in TVPaint. It's both for people who actually are doing their own film and kind of want to learn how to do it, but also for people who might want to help me out. Where am I, I don't know. Yes, so it's like for people who have zero experience with TVPaint. That's how easy it is. So basically, if I ever give you one of my files, this is how you're gonna start off. So you open TVPaint, there's white canvas, okay, perfect. So you wanna go later to open one of your files, you obviously go to File, Open, and then you go find it, and you click OK, and find, and it opens the file. So the one I have open here, I'm gonna use an example to show you how to color. So see, this is like the canvas, like where you work on, and these is the place where all the layers are. The only one you want to be on the lookout for, the only one you care about is the outline layer, right? So this is layer, says outlines, girl final, of course it says final, all my layers say final, and none of them are final. Anyways, that's the one you want to be looking for. Perfect. So you select that, you just click on it once, and then what you want to do is you want to go to this sidebar to the right. So sometimes when you open up TVPaint, you won't get that immediately. You'll get it more or less like this. Like you open it up, there's nothing there. If that's the case, you just have to hover with your cursor to the right, and where you see that little arrow on top, you just click it and it'll lock it into place. So what you need to do is later you scroll down that bar. Okay, and you'll see under, it says layer here, so this is TVPaint 10. I'm not sure where it is on TVPaint 11 because I've never used it, but it has to be there somewhere. So I guess for TVPaint 11, just Google it or use the cracked version because it works fine with me. Anyways, no, it's just I know where it is on TVPaint 10. So where it says layer, you'll see there is a white ×2. So once you have your layer, outline layer selected, you want to click that. So if we do that, what it does, it duplicates the layer, but now let me show you. So you'll have two, they're exactly the same. The thing is, if I hide my original outline layer, which is the one below, if I hide that, you're like, oh, it duplicated. No, what it does, it's all empty frames. So what it does with this button does, the white ×2, is it duplicates all your frames, but empty. It's useful basically because it gets the timing right. So if you're holding a shot for I don't know, 10 frames or something, it duplicates that so you don't have to mess with the timing at all, which is a great tool. And also if you have image marks, it'll keep the image marks, which I need personally. Okay, so let's reactivate that, my outline layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this duplicated one as color. So we just rename it color. Pretty straightforward. Perfect. You click on it twice and then this will pop up and you rename it, and then okay, perfect. You want to put this color layer under this outline layer. So pretty easy, you just click and drag it. Perfect, it's not even dragging it. Okay, so you click and drag it. You see, okay, and we put it there. Perfect. I know it's really, the workspace is really small. I cannot do anything about it. That's why I don't like working at home and I work at school. So anyways, once you've done that, okay, we still have our color layer selected now, because that's what we care about. We are gonna go to this sidebar here, and we're gonna color. So the way you color is you want to use the paint bucket tool, which is a bucket. It looks like a bucket, that's what I mean. So you click that, and the way you want to do it is okay, I'm gonna start coloring the shirt first, because that's the quickest way to do it. It'd be okay, so you go with the paint bucket tool, which you select it, and you start clicking, you make sure you're on frame, I don't know, you start off with 0, so at the very beginning, so you just click away. Perfect, click, then you move on to the next frame, and you have to watch out because, so you use the arrows, right? You use the arrows to go on. Okay, I know I'm being really specific, but it's also for people who have never seen TVPaint in their lives. So basically, okay, so you can just go along, you know, with the keys. So you see, we go like 1, 2, perfect, and you see like there's no color anymore. When you see like the color disappears, you go again and you paint bucket it. Perfect, and then you go on, and you go on, okay, and you do that till the end. And then you pick another color, and you can stay on the same layer, and you do the same. Perfect. Thing is, let me show you. If you zoom in, what you'll see is there's a bunch of noise there, which is a pain in the ass because it means you'd have to go like with a paintbrush and like, you know, manually fix it. A way to get around that though is if we go here, if you ever need to delete something you did on a frame, what you do, this button is extremely important, the crossbone icon, it's either that or you can press Shift K to do it. If you click it, everything like on that frame will disappear. So like if you're coloring, all the color on that frame will disappear. Perfect. So to get rid of the noise, what you do is you scroll down the sidebar. Oh god, I forgot to say something else. Backtrack 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this video again, like start from the beginning. It's already 6 minutes. So back to the point where we've dragged the color layer all the way down. What you want to do is, which I've already done earlier, so it didn't really occur to me, where it says in the sidebar here, it'll say after you've selected the paint bucket tool, which you have to select because if not, you won't, you know, get these options. Where it says source, it'll be like by default, it'll say layer. If you try paint bucketing that, it'll color the entire thing because it's counting it as like, you know, like an individual layer. It's not, you know, taking into account that like, oh, I actually want to color the layer above it. No. So the way you color your outline layer is if you go into source and where it says layer, you change it. So you click on it and it'll say above and you want to click above. And that way, if you go click it, it'll, it won't color the whole thing. It'll, you know, keep in mind that, oh, you want to color the layer above. Okay, fine. So I'm going to count those lines. So that's how you have to do it. I'm sorry I forgot about that. Going back to the noise, which is still there. Let me delete it. Back to the noise. If we go still on the sidebar with the paint bucket tool selected, you'll see a little thing that says expand. And usually the default settings are going to be 0. So if you change like the expand, yeah? I'm coming. Don't worry about it. I'm still not gonna stop this video. I need to go eat dinner, but I'm not gonna stop. So expand. Okay, faster. Expand. So the value here is 0. If you click a value like 2, for example, you can play around with the values, and then you go to paint bucket. You'll see that the noise is gone, which is great, which means you don't have to waste all that time with a paintbrush, you know, like an idiot. So that gets rid of the noise, and you're like, okay, that's great. But sometimes, like in this frame, you'll see, oh, well, that's ideal. Apparently, I didn't close one of my lines good enough, so it colored the whole hair as well. Well, there's a way to get around that as well. So if we delete this frame, if we delete the color here, you'll see that next to that expand thing you had to, you know, change the value of, you'll see gap closer. So it's on 0. If I put a value like 5, but you can play around with it, and you click and you paint bucket it, the thing that it does, it closes the line for you, which is amazing. And then it's only a question, is that the way you say it in English? I'm not sure. No. It is only a matter. Wow, I'm really tired. It's only a matter of like having to go in, zoom in, and color these little things with, you know, you can color with one of the brushes. If you're doing this as a favor for me, don't even, I mean, if you want to do it, fine, but if not, like, no, just I'll go back and, you know, fix it. But if you do want to, like, be anal about it, you can just go and use one of these brushes. I'd personally think use this this black, you know what, any is fine, like either this pen or this black pens and felt tips, or yeah, use one of those, perfect. But then basically what it does, it closes the gap for you, and then you can just move along and, you know, keep coloring, I guess. So you go on and it's like, okay, do the next one, the next one, the next one, blah, 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 blah. Personally, I would start off with gap closer 0 if your lines are pretty closed, because then, even if you did close the gaps on one frame, it'll still try, like, it'll still make the white spaces, so it's super sure that, you know, it's not. Basically, just keep the gap closer on 0, and just do all the frames, and then if you see that on one frame, it bled into another area that you don't want colored, then go delete that, go again and gap close it. Is this getting too complicated? I don't think so. I didn't want it to make it complicated. It's not complicated. It's super easy. It's really fun. It's really relaxing. And then, that's it. This has taken way longer than I expected it. If you are coloring for me, then you can just later go to File, you save as, and you just title it something you probably had colored like I did, and then you click OK and stuff. I tried coloring this a bit, just the skin of the hair. What it'll look like is, wow, that's really dark. And I added, where are the cheeks? And she's gonna have cheeks, and that's not the right position of the cheeks because I'm still coloring. So that's basically all there is to it. If you have any questions, really, I mean, you'll just Facebook me, or any other TVPaint questions. I will make another one of these really long and stupid videos. On that note, I'm gonna go cry because I'm really anxious about taking the plane. So yeah, goodbye. That's great. Yeah.